did you first get interested in vacation rentals?
Well, I was a builder and electrician, and I was building a lot of houses, wiring a lot of houses, and seeing a lot of money, but didn't really have anything for retirement. And there were some little log cabins on the side of the interstate that this guy was selling, and we went there, and his whole sales pitch was like, if you had 10 of these little cabins, you could make a pretty good living with them. So it just got it got me to thinking. I thought, well, that might be something to do, and just kind of got me thinking. And I started looking for some land to put them on. And the three things I wanted to be close to Asheville, I wanted to be close to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I wanted to be connected onto the Pisgah National Forest. And I found this little piece of land in a little, like a local little paper called the Almana, and came and looked at it. And there was a preacher named Dr. Doom, and he had this little piece of land he was trying to sell. And I asked him if he would honor finance it, and he said, yeah, he would. So that's how we got started.
That's how you got started. So, well, I guess my next question would be, prior to vacation rentals, what jobs did you have prior to it to make you have information or knowledge about certain aspects of vacation rentals, like the cabins you were saying, that allowed you to, well, just be more knowledgeable as opposed to someone going in blind?
Well, like I said, I had a background in construction and electrical work. Didn't really have anything to do with hospitality, other than I had done a customer service job for General Electric back when I was in college in a co-op position. So other than that, I really didn't have anything. I just looked at what was on other people were doing, and just kind of picked and chose kind of from what other people were doing, and kind of came up that way, and decided we would just do couples.
Gotcha.
And be dog friendly.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of where we started, and that's kind of still where we're at. So
I gotcha. And then, do you feel like that anything in your childhood had anything to do with you wanting to own vacation rentals now, or was it more of just like something you took up in adulthood?
I did have a great uncle that had a motel with some cabins that I really looked up to, but I didn't really ever think about doing that. Basically, I was really just looking for a way to have some retirement, because I knew that I wouldn't be physically able to build houses forever. So that's why I started looking for something just to diversify into.
I gotcha. And then, out of everything in your company, what do you value the most? And you can elaborate a little bit on that. Would you say?
Really, the people that are on my team that help us provide the customers a great experience. It's really the people, and then it helps, that we have a beautiful piece of property that does touch the Pisgah National Forest. We're about 4 or 5 miles down from Blue Ridge Parkway, about 20 minutes from Asheville. So, and then we got some really beautiful properties, and we offer not only the properties, but the way we positioned all the properties, they're very private.
I gotcha. And then, out of everything that you know now, what is one thing you would do differently when you started your business?
If I knew now, I would have probably, if I could have, I would have just got a loan to put them all in at one time and got it all done. But the way I did it is I just did one at a time, and it took a long time to build it all out. And I feel like, if I'd have done it quicker or sooner, that would have been, it would have been better.
There would have been more money to be made, you would think.
I think so. And but I mean, it did give me time to grow and figure out exactly what I was doing without so much pressure. So I don't know. I mean, it's, it is what it is. So it's, you can't really go back. But
I gotcha. when making a business, what is the most difficult things that you've experienced?
Probably the financing. Just trying to find the financing to make it happen, and knowing what to do. You know, what's the most important thing that you need to do.
Out of everything, you know, there are things that you have had to look at when it comes to, like, you know, profits and then buying more land and everything.
It's a real balance, and too, it's a real balance trying to balance how much time you put towards your business and how much you put towards your family. Because, you know, in the process of building a business, you're doing it for your family, but you don't want to lose your family in the process and not spend enough time with your family.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely something you gotta find the good in between. Well, then on that note, what would your favorite aspect be about your business outside of, like, you know, what you value the most, like for you personally?
I guess my favorite thing is that when I see how much it means to people to have a special place to come to. Like I said, we cater to couples, so and we have like comment books in the cabins, and a lot of times you read on there that, you know, like, people have been having trouble with their marriage or with their relationship, and they've come up here and they've found a place where they can just reconnect and you know, just rekindle why they fell in love with in the first place. Yeah. And that's really satisfying. That's just really, it just makes you feel like, wow, what I'm doing is making a difference in the world.
Yeah, so you're saying it was, you know, something that you can relate to almost, or something that you just have seen people experience and want to be able to, you know, help them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been married for almost 30 years now, and I mean, you know, in the course of a relationship, sometimes it's just important to have that place that you can just go and be by yourself and, you know, just get to know each other again. And, you know, here at Cabins of Asheville, we try to offer that. Yeah. Just a nice place, and, you know, we're close enough to where you can go do stuff, go hiking, and go to downtown Asheville, or, you know, just, you know, or just stay in the cabin and you know, just have fun that way too. And we make it where you can bring your dog. Yeah. If you want to.
No, yeah, for sure.
So.
I feel like that's definitely something that a lot of people probably enjoy. And then I guess my next thing would be is, what is something you feel like Cabins of Asheville does better than other vacation rentals?
I think just the fact that we make it where everything's so private. Right. And we make everything real easy. So, like, you just book online, and then we just send you directions, and you just come and you feel like it's your own little cabin. And we have people that come year after year and say, you know, everything's just right where I left it, because we're real particular about every cabin being everything, the glasses and the cups and everything being, you know, ready when people get here.
Yeah, and
some people really appreciate that. And we just make it so easy. And then if anybody have any problems, I mean, all they have to do is call us. We answer all of our calls ourselves. We don't farm that out to a call center. So I think people are always just surprised how relatable,
how hands-on you are about everything. And, you know, on the note of privacy, it's just like everyone doesn't have to worry about, you know, other people seeing them, being just kind of like their own little place altogether.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely something I can see, like, you know, like an RV park not having, is because, you know, everyone's like right next to each other. So that is definitely something that I feel like, you know, private rentals would definitely do. And then, would you ever make another business related or unrelated to the Cabins of Asheville?
I would, because I like business.
You like business?
You know, I like finding a need that people have and then meeting that need. Yeah. So I think that's a really cool thing, you know. And I mean, I'm just you know, we're always looking at offering extra stuff that people would want.
Yeah, just like something to put you over the edge from other competitors, you would say?
Yeah, we try to. I mean, we try not to get into everything. We try to do what we do really well.
I gotcha. So
and then, you know, we don't care to. We try to support other businesses. Other businesses have come to us and said, "Can you put our brochures in your cabins?" And we say yes. But what we really like to do is, I've started, like, if you just make me a refrigerator magnet, I'll put that on the refrigerator, and then it just stays there. And, you know, people will always look at that. And you know, and then when people ask for recommendations for restaurants, I always try to give them local restaurants. You know, just private restaurants, small businesses.
I gotcha.
Not that the big businesses don't need business too, but we really are about supporting our community.
I gotcha. So more for people who don't have, a million other locations.
Right. But ultimately, I want our guests to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm after.
I gotcha. And then, to anyone going into the vacation rental business, what advice would you offer to them if they had come to you for advice?
I would say figure out what your business model is. Figure out who your projected customer is going to be, and then cater to that.
Cater to that.
If it's families, make sure there's plenty of stuff for kids to do. If it's like for us, for couples, just make sure it's real private. Make sure you have a hot tub. This things that couples would like.
I gotcha. So finding the person you're selling to and giving them the best experience out of your ability.
Right.
I gotcha.
And being friendly and offering really, really great customer service.
I gotcha.
I think that'll set any business apart.
I can definitely see that. All right, so Joey, out of everything, and what I would ask you next is, out of everything so far, what would you do to, make Cabins of Asheville better than what it is now?
Maybe partner with more businesses.
More businesses?
To help support them, and they help support us.
So
maybe just making sure, just keep going over the techniques of cleaning and making sure that our cleaning staff are doing the very best job they can. Make sure that we're reaching out more to the customer to maybe post stays just to get their feedback on what they would like, what things would make their experiences better. Those are probably, we do some of that, but we're a very limited staff, so it makes it a little harder. But those are the three things I would probably concentrate more on, and probably need to concentrate more on.
Would expanding the site be something that you would consider as well?
I would, but I feel like we're getting to a point now. We have about 19 rentals. I feel like that's a pretty good point to be at. Now I'm not saying we won't expand, and we may as more of our kids get involved. But personally, for me, that's plenty for me to stay on top of.
Yeah, that definitely is something you gotta take into account of manageability. I guess my next question for you would be, out of everyone you've come across, who's given you the most advice about, not only Cabins of Asheville, but goals in your life that have been things you've wanted to achieve through your life that have led to you owning your own business, would you say?
That's a really hard one, because I don't know, because I take everybody's advice and I weigh it. So even people that give me bad advice, I'll look at that and I look at their life and I say, okay, if that's not good advice, could I turn that around and look at it in the opposite way? But there's a lot of people that I look at and say, wow, they've been really successful, and I try to use that. So I really just look at every person I come in contact with. I kind of try to take something good from them.
I understand. So it's just like you can kind of analyze what they've done with whatever advice they offer you and use that to the best of your ability.
I think so.
Based off the knowledge that you already have. So
I think so.
Benefits.
And too, like when I go somewhere and stay, so when I do go on vacation, I try to stay at Airbnbs and VRBOs and places like this. And I say, wow, they're really knocking that out of the park. Maybe we need to incorporate that. Because you don't really know until you stay somewhere. And so even here, a lot of times if I'm doing some kind of maintenance stuff, I'll stay here overnight just so I can kind of get the experience. Like, okay, what do I need to do better? It'd be nice to have another hook there, because I need a place to hang my towel when I get out of the hot tub, or, it would be nice to have, maybe a little, whatever. So you don't really know until you stay somewhere.
Okay. And then has anything, that you've been to given you any like main thing ideas for your cabins now, like something that you've incorporated through like every single one because of how good of an idea, or is mainly everything the bone structure of the cabin's been mostly your ideas, but you've incorporated smaller details that you've seen from other places?
I would say that's it. Like one thing we used to do that I did when we went to a cabin one time and there was soft music playing as you entered. I really liked that, and we used to have a TV system where we could do that, but now we don't, because now we're using like smart TVs. So that's really hard to incorporate now because they have the energy saving features where the music goes off after so long. So that's something I would like to do. I don't know exactly how to do it.
I'm sure,
but that's something people used to love. But I just haven't figured out how to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like making sure the hot tubs are hot and ready when people get here. Making sure that all the gas grills have gas, and making sure there's good instructions on the refrigerator on how to do stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
That kind of things. People really appreciate that.
I gotcha. And then, if somebody, say, outside your family, your immediate family, asked you about, the cabin specifically, not even the more business part of it, just ask you about, your vacation rentals, what would you tell them specifically outside, like, your immediate family? Like, would you give them, what kind of, what would you tell them specifically about your business?
As far as...
Like, if they asked you to something to do with, like, if they just wanted to know, like, what you offer, like, what's your thing you're going for.
Okay. Oh, I understand now. So like I said, we mainly cater to couples,
right,
and dogs if they have, or a pet if they have a pet,
yeah.
And a lot, especially a lot of couples that their kids are raised, they have a little dog that travels with them.
I gotcha.
So that's really what we cater to is couples. Not that we have anything against kids. I love kids. I have 6 kids of my own, and I love them.
I gotcha.
But at this particular location, I just want people to come up here and feel like they're just isolated from the world, where they can just come and recharge and, be ready to face, the next little bit before they come back.
Of course.
So
it's definitely, would you say it's something that, you yourself have experienced, like, you've been to it in a similar situation to where you've gone to a place to stay and it's like, I kind of like this is kind of nice.
Absolutely, because, so like, I said I had 6 kids.
Yeah.
And there was one point, in my marriage where, things were getting a little hard, and we did take a trip and stayed in a little cabin in the woods, and it really helped. I mean, it just really kind of got everything refocused and, ready to charge on. It's... you just need that little time out sometimes, and we like to have that place where people can come. Everything's here that they need, and they can just enjoy themselves and not worry about anything, and just have that privacy that people need.
No, yeah, I definitely can see that. I feel like that definitely would be something that you can relate to in a sense of you experienced it yourself, so you want others to feel the same. You did whenever that happened.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.